Serving a search warrant on a Asian massage spa. We have lots of probable cause to believe there was illegal sexual activity going on, and the focus of the investigation is human trafficking. We believe that we have probable cause to believe that the girls, the workers inside, are being forced to engage in sexual activity.
One of the business owners here described that the women were living there. At least it was their belief that the women were living there, that they were not perhaps allowed to leave, or they did not leave. I mean, can you kind of describe what you found?
Prior to, we had probable cause to believe that they were residing in the business, which is against zoning code in the city of Worthington. So that was one of the violations that was listed on the search warrant. And we have found conditions inside that will substantiate that they're probably living there.
To the best of your knowledge, did these women have the freedom to leave the store if they wanted to?
I don't believe of their own free will, and we have found documentation inside to substantiate that.
So when you talk about probable cause to execute the search warrant, I mean, what sort of things tipped you off that this is what was actually going on inside?
As I said at the briefing, this is a great example of see something, say something. This investigation did not originate with the Worthington Police. We started receiving tips from the public, some anonymous, some not anonymous, and some through Crime Stoppers. We commenced an investigation about a year ago. Last year, August, roughly got started. And unfortunately, in November, we had a triple shooting, double homicide at Monkey's Bar, and that was all hands on deck. So this one had to kind of take a back seat for a little while. We got going again about March, and here we are today. Ample probable cause to substantiate the search warrant that we served today.
Fair to say you sent undercovers in the store and to observe what was going on, what was being offered, what was being suggested. I mean, can you elaborate at all?
Could be part of the probable cause.
How many women did you find in here today, or how many women do you believe were being trafficked?
2 women today that we believe to be workers. And obviously, this isn't the first human trafficking investigation in the United States, and it's just to confirm terminology. We typically refer to the women. We're not being disrespectful. When we come across them who we feel are being trafficked, we refer to them as workers, at least initially. But make no mistake, in our minds, they're victims. We're going to treat them as victims. They're going to be very, very well cared for. We will take steps to get them emergency visas if their nationality or their legal status here in the United States is in question. They will be handled with tremendous, boy, this is where you're gonna have to edit.
No,
with significant consideration for their well-being. They'll receive medical evaluations. They'll be housed much better than they're being housed in this facility. And their world just got turned upside down. Everything they own in the world was probably in that building, and as much as we could, we let them take it with them. It helps to establish rapport and trust and let them know that they're not the bad guys. So we'll see where it goes. Some want to work with us, and some, this process can take months and years. And if they want to pursue citizenship, we can go down that road. A lot of it depends on them. Some of them decide they want nothing to do with the process, and they just want to go home, and we'll facilitate that too, wherever home is.
Did you make any arrests today?
No.
Where does the investigation go from here? You have your cyber evidence experts here. Let's talk about that a little bit.
We had staff from BCI, Bureau of Criminal Investigation, on the cyber side, collected some physical evidence that they'll analyze and get back to us on. We had the crime scene search who collected forensic evidence, and we are presently collecting evidence such as documents and things of that nature.
I think the viewers might watch the story and be like, well, why aren't they charging the owner? What has to happen before you can take that step?
An investigation. I mean, up to this point, it's establishing probable cause to get the search warrant. And from here on out, lead detective Beth Babb will run with what we've got, and we'll see where we end up.
Do you have any suspects?
Yes, we have people of interest.
So to be clear, there's a couple of women who are basically living here. You believe they're living here and not free to go somewhere else. I mean, were they being held to pay off a debt, or I mean, is there anything else you can tell us about the kind of the nature of the circumstances?
I can't speak specifically to these particular women. The process is in its very beginning, and obviously those issues will be addressed. And a lot of it has to do with how much help they want, and whether or not they want to work with us. But typically they're not free to go, and we have reason to believe these women were not free to go, and quite often they are traffic owners of facilities like this typically, and I'm not saying this owner is or isn't, own more than one facility, and they'll often move girls around to the various facilities. We do know that the woman who leased the building last summer owns multiple massage spas around the country.
Can you tell us that person's name?
Not at this time. She's an uncharged suspect.
Uncharged
person of interest.
Any other in Central Ohio, do you know?
I don't know, no.
Fair to say this is the tip of the iceberg. Are you investigating other massage parlors in Worthington?
I can't speak to that.
I know from dealing with Sergeant Rapp in the past, oftentimes the women don't speak English. I think a lot of people think, well, why don't they just run? And they have nowhere to go. They don't have legal documentation. They don't speak the language. I mean, can you talk about that a little bit, that there aren't options?
You're correct in that on their own, they don't have options, but we're working with the ACCS, Asian,
It's okay.
I can get you the name of the organization later.
It's on the release.
Yeah, ACCS, who that's kind of their gig at this point, is to see that the women are dealt with properly.
But I'm talking about beforehand, when they were being victimized.
Oh yeah, they pretty much have no. It's my belief they probably have nowhere else to go except maybe another spa. It would be based on the research I've done and what we've come to learn throughout this process, that they're typically moved from spa to spa. So,
Disappointed to see this in Worthington?
I'm disappointed to see it anywhere. It's disgusting, and the people who perpetuate it and perpetrate it, as far as I'm concerned, prison would be treating them kind. I'm thoroughly disgusted that we even have to do investigations like this in this country.
Can you head on that fire run with
How
them?
prevalent do you
Need
think
any help?
human trafficking like this is? I mean, this is not a seedy area by any stretch of the imagination.
It's international, and it is more prevalent than you can imagine. It's like I said, it's disgusting. It's organized crime, and in Worthington, we'll do our part, but we're certainly don't have the resources of, say, a federal agency like the FBI or Homeland Security. But I know those organizations are also aware of the problem, and I know that they have people, looking into it at the federal level, international level, and so on and so forth.
Will the establishment be shut down? Do you have enough for that yet?
There's a process for that.
But as of now, it's not.
Technically, no. But there's another step in the process that will. It's called abatement, and we'll be commencing that process to have the business abated, and then as a result of that, it can be shut down.
Sounds good.